Excuse me, miss. The director has requested an audience with you. Right, well, just tell him you'll be along shortly then.
Mother, you can't keep calling me at work. I have an operation to run.
What am I supposed to do? You're never at home. How do you expect me to get in touch with you? Carrier pigeon?
Look, I've got to go.
I haven't even told you why I called.
Yes, well, maybe next time you'll get to the point instead of lambasting me for a quarter hour.
Don't you hang up on me, do you hear me?
I need a drink.
You wanted to see me?
Mr. Volkov has requested your services. He's expecting someone to crash our little party tonight. He wants you to make our uninvited guest feel at home. Permanently.
When will my debt be paid, Sensei?
When I tell you it is. I promise we'll talk about it further, but first, Kate Archer must die.
I'll wait for you here.
If I'm not back in an hour, clear out and contact headquarters.
It's not like you to be cynical.
Call it a hunch. Something about this assignment feels wrong. Wish me luck.
Hattori-san is waiting for you somewhere in the village.
quietly. Your footsteps can give you away, but you can sneak. Tread softly. Keep in mind that certain materials, such as ceramic tile, magnify sound, whereas surfaces like grass or snow will dampen your footfalls. Also, be careful not to knock over bottles or bump into wind chimes, or you'll cause a disturbance. Try to dispatch enemies when they're unsuspecting. If they see you, they'll cry out, attracting attention. Also, don't leave bodies lying around. Move them somewhere out of the way. To see what's up ahead. Enemies will eventually notice you though, so don't be too long.
Trouble now. Ha! You'll pay for that. Look out! Ah! I'm hungry.
You just ate.
I can't help it. I eat when I'm stressed.
Why are you stressed?
I have a bad feeling about tonight.
You're worried about one little spy?
What? No! Kenji-san asked me to meet him later. I think he wants to break up.
My grandmother said you should poison your man every morning before he leaves. Tell him he can have the antidote when he comes home.
What poison should I use?
I'm sure my grandmother can give you something. She doesn't need it anymore.
She's not worried about your grandfather running away?
He can't. He's paralyzed. You have to be very careful with the dosage.
What happened? Sound the alarm. You're in trouble now. I've got you. Ah! That hurt. Here I come.
Shopping in Nagoya this weekend?
I can't. I have an assassination. Get Haruko to do it. She's still mad at me about her cat.
What about Yuki?
I'll ask her.
Let me know.
Is someone there? There's trouble. Hi-ya!
Your arm.
I got in a fight with my mom.
Looks like she cut you pretty badly.
She caught me by surprise. She's fast for her age.
She must have been really mad.
She thinks we don't dress properly for ninjas. I'm like, Mom, it's the 60s, get used to it. And she's like, it's disrespectful. So I said, old people always say that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she went kind of crazy. She came flying across the room and started slashing at me. Finally, I fought her off, but I was worried I was going to accidentally stab her. That would have made her really mad.
You better buy her some chocolates or something.
Good idea.
A crisis has arisen. Unity's undercover operatives are being killed off by an unknown assailant. It seems likely that there's a traitor within the agency. Report to the war room for a full briefing on the situation and a tactical overview of your upcoming mission. Do not be late. Following the briefing, stop by the training facility to hone your skills.
Damn. Hello. Bruno, how's France? Did you collect any new bullet holes? I know how you love to be shot at. I'm teasing. I'm glad you're not damaged. Did you at least encounter an exotic temptress or two? Really? What was her name? What do you mean you don't remember? That's horrible. Of course, I'm famished. Are you buying? Then it's a date. Let's say Maximilian's in half an hour. Ciao. I'm not very happy, you know. It's not like I thought it would be.
I never promised it would be as exhilarating as your former trade, only that it would keep you out of jail and make it easier to sleep at night.
More wine?
You're the first female operative Unity has ever employed. The committee is old-fashioned. They need time to get used to the idea of a woman in this line of work.
I know all that, but at this rate I'll be a bloody grandmother before they give me a real assignment.
You can always go back to burglary and pickpocketing if you can't live without excitement.
Damn it, that's not what I'm saying. I just want to be challenged. I'm sick of wiretaps. I'm sick of eavesdropping on boring strangers who may or may not pose some trivial threat to international security because they forgot to declare a ham sandwich at Heathrow. I don't have the patience for it. It's not what I'm good at.
It's never fun paying one's dues, but we all have to endure a bit of frustration and tedium now and then. Builds character.
I think I've paid my bloody dues.
Is that what you think? God knows I loathe sermons, but I'll tell you right now that you'll never stop paying your dues. Not ever. I'm sorry you're not happy, but you might as well get used to it. Nobody owes you a damn thing.
You make it sound like I'm some spoiled child. I'm not asking to be coddled. I just want a chance to prove myself.
You're right. I know it's been hard for you, but I'm confident you'll get your chance. All the petty politics in the world won't hold you back.
They've done an outstanding job so far, haven't they?
You see? What did I tell you?
Probably just one of the committee members needing a babysitter on short notice.
Ye of little faith. I'll see you there.
Why don't we go together?
I've an errand to attend to first. You go on ahead.
Miss Archer, they're expecting you in the briefing room.
Agent Archer, how thoughtful of you to join us. I hope we aren't inconveniencing you too awfully with matters of international security.
Not at all, Mr. Smith, but it's charming of you to mention it.
It is not my ambition to be charming.
Well, that's fortunate.
I would advise you to watch your tongue. Well, if it isn't the inimitable Agent Lowry.
Sorry I'm late, Smithy. You're looking dapper today.
Spare me the disingenuous flattery, old boy. It doesn't suit you.
I was being sincere. It was the one polite thing I could think to say.
You're still upset with me, aren't you? I assure you I have nothing against you personally. You've served us well for many years, but perhaps too many. I firmly believe it is in Unity's best interest that you retire from field operations, and I will continue to campaign to that end until you accept an administrative position.
I'm not upset with you, Smithy. I just don't like you. I do understand your concern, but just because you're too old for the field doesn't mean that I am. Until I'm declared unfit for duty, I will continue to prove it.
I retired voluntarily.
Of course you did.
Perhaps we should dispense with the pleasantries and get down to brass tacks.
Fine.
Lights, please. We lost another agent this afternoon, bringing the total to 7 operatives in 10 days. It is our firm belief that someone is systematically eliminating our undercover agents, which leads us to believe that the clandestine operations section has been compromised. It seems we have a traitor in our midst.
Do you suspect anyone?
We suspect everyone.
7 operatives? That's over half the active list. Why weren't we informed sooner?
You're being informed now. This situation has unfolded rather abruptly.
The assassin left a lily, a regal finale to be precise, on or near the corpse of each victim. Mean anything to either of you?
Volkov.
Who?
Dmitry Volkov. The regal finale is his calling card.
The name's familiar. What do we know about him?
He's a right bastard.
Anything more specific?
Just what's in his file. Born in Kamchatka in 1921. Distinguished himself as an academic prodigy and master chess player by the age of 8, by which time he'd also earned notoriety for refining various torture techniques on neighbors' pets. It seems he joined the NKVD in 1937 and served as some sort of disciplinarian in a gulag near Kiev. His whereabouts during the war are unknown except for a brief mention in 1943 when he was spotted by an OSS officer at Leningrad interrogating prisoners of war who would later disappear without a trace.
Ah, yes, I remember this fellow. We've had dealings with him before.
Sometime after the war, he emerged again, this time in the employ of Smersh. He's personally credited with well over 1,000 executions, spies and Soviet dissidents for the most part. In 1961, a failed assassination attempt left him without an eye. He was shot in the face at close range by one of our finest agents.
You flatter me, but I shouldn't have missed.
He escaped by throwing himself off a 70-foot cliff into an icy river. It was presumed that he survived, as no body was ever recovered. In fact, rumor has it, he's currently working for an organization calling itself H.A.R.M as Director of Executive Action. I don't have to tell you what that means.
What do we know about H.A.R.M?
Unfortunately, there's very little about them in our files.
Well, despite the obvious risks, we still have a job to do. In this case, a very important one.
Wet work.
Precisely. And after this recent catastrophe, the two of you are our only available assets.
To be perfectly frank, Agent Archer, you're only getting this assignment because we've no other choice. Matters of such delicacy aren't really the sort of thing we would usually entrust to a woman. Emotional inconstancy and assassination do not make especially good bedfellows, if you take my meaning.
Implicitly. But you shouldn't be ashamed. Administration is a perfectly noble career.
I don't think I like your tone.
I believe what Agent Archer means to say, Smithy, is that she appreciates the chance, however fortuitous, to demonstrate her abilities as an operative, and that she'll endeavour not to disappoint the committee. Isn't that so, Agent Archer?
Aye.
That's not what it sounded like to me.
Enough of this. Time is of the essence. Stop by the toy shop before you go. They've some new gizmos you might find useful. Don't dally too long, though. Your flight leaves at 6 p.m.
Where are we going?
Morocco. Agent Archer, what does H.A.R.M stand for?
I haven't figured that out yet.
See if you can't find out. And be careful. Both of you.
Access prohibited. You do not have clearance for this area.
We strongly advise that you go through the training course before embarking on your first mission. There are many nuances and features you may overlook otherwise. If you prefer to skip training, just head to the exit. If you want to skip training, I won't stop you, but don't expect any sympathy from me if you run into trouble out there.
Intelligence has discovered that the American ambassador to West Germany, Morris Monroe, is marked for execution by an organization calling itself H.A.R.M, or H.A.R.M. The assassination attempt is expected to come on the last day of Monroe's upcoming holiday in Morocco as he is leaving his hotel. There will likely be multiple assailants. It is imperative that Monroe survive the attack. Be warned, though, that the ambassador is extremely nearsighted and almost deaf, so you won't be able to rely on him to realize that he's in danger. You will be positioned in a residential building across the street from the hotel. Your job is to pick off the assassins before they liquidate Monroe.
So, are you enjoying yourself yet?
Immensely.
Sure you're not bored?
I've waited nearly 4 years for this chance. I think I can endure another half hour.
Good girl. You're growing up.
What do you make of all that talk of a traitor?
It wouldn't be the first time we've had leaky plumbing. Still, it's disquieting to say the least.
It's happened before?
Once. A few years ago, we lost several undercover operatives in Istanbul. Turned out they'd been compromised by their chief's very own administrative assistant. He'd sold us out for a measly 50 quid.
50 quid?
Astonishing, isn't it? Trading men's lives for such a pittance. But spies are rarely well compensated for their treason. I wouldn't be surprised if this new mole is equally underpaid.
Well, I hope when they catch the bastard they put a bullet right between his eyes, and maybe a boot up his arse for good measure.
You sound ready to volunteer.
I'm dangerous when I'm upset.
That's why you're always in trouble. All right. Monroe's headed for the cafe. Watch for him on the second floor patio, coming from the left.
What about the targets?
Not sure yet.
Pardon me, do you have the time?
No, sir, I do not have a dime, and I don't have much use for beggars.
Not a dime, the time.
Don't get snibby with me, or I'll have you arrested.
Are you deaf?
How dare you threaten me?
Oh, never mind.
Coward!
Would you like me to call out the targets for you?
That would be lovely.
To your left, on the far balcony.
I want to go home.
But we've only been here for 2 days.
Straight ahead, to the left of the tower.
Why not?
It's so horrid.
On your left,
Well, it is
coming out the door on the far balcony.
I know that, but Canada's a foreign country too, and isn't this foreign?
But I thought the reason you wanted to come here was that it is so different.
Yeah.
Why don't you try to relax and enjoy yourself? I'll bet you have a lot of fun if you just stop worrying.
Think so?
Sure.
Maybe you're right.
Of course I'm right. Let's walk down to the Medina and see some sights.
Okay.
On your left, coming out the door on the far balcony. To your left, on the far balcony. On your left, coming out the door on the nearest balcony. On the roof to your left. To your left, on the far balcony. To your left, on the far balcony. On your left, coming out the door on the nearest balcony. From down the street on your left.
Come!
Coming out the front door of the hotel. On your left, street level.
Hooligans! Sleep it off somewhere else, drunkard! There must be a hole in my pocket.
Coming out the front door of the hotel. From down the street on your left. On your left, street level. On your left, street level. On your left, street level. I'll cover him for the next stretch. Get to apartment 12 and wait for my signal. Oh, and make sure to conceal your weapon, or you'll cause a commotion.
I locked myself out again. How irritating. I heard he plans to marry the American girl.
You mean the girl who refuses to wear shoes?
Yes, her.
I wonder if all American girls despise shoes. It seems very strange, but America is a strange country.
She may be crazy, but she is attractive.
Ah, but you're invariably attracted to crazy women.
All women are crazy.
Shh, not so loud.
I'm in position.
Good. He's almost there. Here he comes. Get ready. On your left, coming around the building.
You just lost yourself a customer!
This guy is too much.
Heading toward you. Watch for him to pass in front of the right window.
Not again! Where are you?
On your left. Come around the building.